Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than never, the would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth and reality. What you're looking at on the screen, the name of this video, AI butcher bots, could lead us into World War III already deployed. That is the name of this particular video. It was put up by AI Revolution, and then it also has here the AI deployed AI butcher bots, humanity's final warning before WW3. And the truth of the matter is, these things are already deployed. So what matter a person I used to be? All right. This is 1 Corinthians 7 and 29, and it reads, "But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none." All right. So you know, that's not saying that you just turn your back on your wife, but what it's saying is that your focus should be on your first woman, which is Sophia. Sophia means wisdom, the wisdom that was been granted upon us. All right. Having understanding of these prophecies and this truth in the last days and the last moments. You know, the men of the Lord who are able to actually watch the current events and filter them through the scriptures to understanding of the last day prophecies. All right. And it says, "And they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and that they use the world, not abusing it. For the fashion of this world passeth away." So, you know, you got to work. We work. You know, if you can get over on Esau and use his own systems to your benefit for the temporary, you know, without abusing it, then do so. You know, because you have to render on to Caesar's what's his. Now, that doesn't mean you go out and try to live your life and take advantage of his system as if you got another 25, 30 years. You're going to be old and watch your grandkids turn into adults and get married themselves and all that. You know, that's not going to, if you believe that, then you're in the wrong place. You're on the wrong channel. All right. The 10 toes are separating. That's a major prophecy. All right. Babylon is beginning to implode and divide. Esau is divided against himself. That is a major prophecy. The world is going to be in a state of chaos. The fire already kindled when the Lord returns. All right. Yahweh Shai, who the world fraudulently and falsely calls Jesus Christ, earth pig, G meaning earth, sus meaning pig. All right. Yahweh Shai returns to a world that is ruled by the nation of Edom. And anyone who wants to try and have cognitive dissonance that so-called white people are in rulership, are the ruling class people here on earth, and their rulership is declining quickly, you know, as they're being exposed. All right. If you kind of say, well, no, it's the Chinese. No, the Chinese have not ruled the world and everyone followed them. As a matter of fact, the Chinese follow all the people in the eastern part of Asia follow the western part of Asia and the West. All right. They follow the West. All Americans aren't dressing in traditional Japanese or traditional Chinese dress. They're not doing that, but everyone's dressing up in suits and cutting the hair off their faces bald in defiance to the Lord, because a man is supposed to actually wear his hair on his face biblically. It tells you that. I mean, even the Jewish converts, for the most part, wear hair on their face. All right, to shave the hair off your face and make a bald face is in direct defiance to the Lord. All right, but nevertheless, man, time is short. And this AI shit is afraid. I mean, it should make you afraid. It's frightening, is the word that I meant to say. All right. So I'm going to play a portion of this video. And then I'm going to show you, I have to declare the the copyright statute. Then I'm going to show you a couple movies that one is about almost 2 years old, and then one is about 5 or 6 years old. But they were showing you this technology in movies before they even revealed it to the public. They already had it. They already had this. Like it tells you, the name of the video is AI Butcher Bots could lead us into WW3 are already deployed. All right? Already deployed. All right? So, without any further ado, let's play a little bit of this. Let me read the copyright statutes now, so I don't forget, because I'm going to show a couple scenes from a couple movies. All right, that came out some years back. Here we are. So this is the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use, fair purpose such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right. So I'm gonna play the first 5 minutes of this reality of these military grade butcher bots that they're creating. And then I'm going to show you how they were depicted in movies way before they just started admitting it. All right. And they're AI, so they're autonomous. They're self-thinking. And in the AI movie, one of the autonomous bots begins to think for itself. All right. And go after those that made it. So, well, here we go.
Have you ever considered,
of course, you got to deal with the damn commercial.
This is Cure's micro-infusion system. Now, it's gone viral several times on social media.
From carry supplies to wage war. So, we've got robot dogs sprinting 100 meters in under 10 seconds, humanoid robots rolling off assembly lines by the thousand, advanced AI drones swarming the skies. All.
Did you hear that? By the thousands.
While the US and China accelerate some kind of AI arms race that experts say could lead us straight into World War III. And not just any war, a war with fleets of lethal autonomous machines, potentially unstoppable butcher bots. It sounds like a sci-fi horror show, but it's all happening right now. Let's dive in and piece together the shocking story that's been unfolding across multiple reports. Let's start with the big question. Why is everyone talking about China's robots as a game changer for a possible global conflict? Well, for one thing, China has been rapidly advancing its robotics technology, and we're seeing robot canines, humanoid robots, and even ocean-based machines that can do everything from carry supplies to wage war. The tension with Taiwan is intensifying, and President Xi is allegedly preparing the People's Liberation Army, PLA.
Let me add in the midst of this whole thing that the nation of Japan is now joined on with China. They're not with America and the BRICS. And America and the EU, NATO, and all that anymore. All right? And the rest of Asia will follow, including Taiwan. America, the West is in deep doo-doo.
For a possible invasion by 2027, the PLA's 100th anniversary. Meanwhile, the US is determined to maintain its lead in military AI and robotics and is pouring massive resources into all kinds of advanced research. Experts on both sides are freaking out because an arms race in AI could literally turn into an extinction event if we're not careful. Now let's talk about the crazy stuff we've seen so far. The Chinese company Unitree came out with a robot dog called B2W that can do somersaults, climb mountains, and even carry a person on its back, like a rescue or assault mission scenario. There's this video that went viral, especially after Elon Musk tweeted about it, showing the B2W bounding over boulders, scaling steep slopes, and performing handstands. It has wheels on each of its 4 legs, which means it can roll downhill at speed, turning it into something unstoppable on rough terrain. Imagine that in a combat zone, or hunting you down in some futuristic scenario. That's part of why some folks are calling these things butcher bots or slaughter bots. The idea is that if you stick a weapon on their backs, they can become lethal, especially working in packs. And if that's...
And working in packs. Now keep that in mind. And let's go to Black Mirror from 2017. All right. And this was a very good series. But here we go. We're just going to play maybe about 15 seconds of it. Copyright has been declared. John is done. And she just better skedaddle. It's not looking good for her. Now we're going to go to the monsters of men. Okay, so you got these robotic humanoid slaughter bots and these little quick dogs that can hunt and pack. All that can run, climb, jump, fight. These metal men can lift something like 8-9 times their own body weight. Imagine one of those things punch you. There is a scene, but I won't show, where one stomps on a black woman's face and explodes her head like a watermelon. It's going to get, they really are slaughter bots. But here we go. And these things are already here, already being implemented. So it's no more, well, that's far in the future. It's here. It's here, and it's reality. And they're going to release these things, not just in the combat zone, but they're going to release them in the cities, and with all the ensuing chaos that's about to take place.
Do it.
These people have seen everything.
Take them all down. No witnesses.
Oh, shit!
Do you have an ID on him yet? Sending you a packet.
Special forces, huh? If this guy's a deserter, it could be the ultimate field test.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Could be the ultimate field test. Soldiers versus monsters of men. These crazy robots, man. All right, so let me go back to the actual. So there you go. AI butcher bots. Now let's read some scriptures. This is a lot of scriptures from Ezra's today. This is going to be 2nd Ezra 6 and 25. Maybe I started 24. I started 23, and it reads, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth, they shall be suddenly be afraid." That's when those warning sirens start going off, or when those warning signs comes on your TV and tell you this is not a test. You know, you can imagine the fear that gripped the people of L.A. When they were told they had to abandon their homes, that fire was coming. And those who listened and those who didn't and those who died. The fear of driving and watching everything around you on fire and the heat jumping across the road and burning the stuff on the other side. And that could be pretty frightening, man. All right, or the people who were in that those hurricane floods that unnaturally happened up in elevated land, up in the mountains, in the south, going back a few months back. Okay, you get those signs, those sirens, those sounds that they heard on the television and the radio, and I can imagine that the warning sirens were going off in the neighborhoods as well. that, and so you're going to hear that. You know, it's, or you know, if you haven't seen the Purge movies, I don't know what rock you've been sleeping under, but you know, there's a very distinctive siren warning in that movie. All right. 2 Ezra 6:24. At that time, friends shall fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So as you're trying to evade these killer AI robots, you also going to have killer people. See, people are murderous because they should be called, you know, like butcher bots, but you're going to have these people butchering each other as well for food, for heat, for substance, for anything. All right, water, whatever supplies you may have, man. You know, like in the book of Eli, what do they want in his backpack? What's in the backpack? Put it on the ground. People going to be on the road, and other people going to be on the road, and you got stuff in your backpack that might be useful to them. So when you carrying a backpack, you going to get killed for your damn backpack. You know, break yourself. And then people going to actually be eating each other for the lack of food. Cannibalism. When you start adding in all the different things, the chaotic and horrific scenarios that are about to take place, that have taken place in the past and will take place again. The scriptures clearly tell you that it's like no other time. That there's never been a time like the one that's about to happen, man. All right. 2 Ezra 6:25. Whosoever remaineth from these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation at the end of your world, man. So, you know, you're going to find out who the men of the Lord are, what people are really, you know, who the Lord is really with. Which brings us to 2 Ezra 16. I'm going to start at what, like 69, 70, something like that. Let me see. Yeah, we start at 68, and it reads, For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, that they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with the things offered unto idols. So you're going to have some of these bots slaughtering people, some of these bots assisting human soldiers to round up people and take you into these camps. And they're going to feed you the MOTB, that they can track you, because the goal is to put everyone into these smart cities. And for all we know, these will be the law enforcement patrolling those smart cities if they were to ever accomplish that. But Lord says when they're about to fill their belly. So we know that once they, you know, after all this chaos happens, they're going to offer that to bring some sort of normality back, and people are going to take it. Well, when they do that, you know, Yahushua is coming to ruin that party. But it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. So if you consent to these people that are trying to put you onto these idols, that are trying to link you up with Revelation 13 and 16, you know, with the charagma, and be reformed, you're going to get trodden underfoot anyway. Somehow these butcher bots and whatever wrath the Lord got in store for you is going to happen. All right. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon all those that fear the Lord. So upon the Israelites who actually claim their Israelite heritage, but not only on them, are all the Christians who pray to Earth Pig. All right. Because the fraud of Christianity is still in the way of the NWO. All right. Because, you know, you even got Christians that talk about the MOTB in their own way. But they got that part. That's one of the few things that Christians have right. All right. There will be a charagma of the BESAT. They actually have that portion right, man. Okay. So verse 71. And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those who fear the Lord. So once again, these soldiers, you see a soldier in the background, and then you see this robot standing there. And this robot, a damn butcher bot, a Terminator, it has no feelings. It has no emotions. It doesn't care if you're old or young. Everyone's seen, well, If you haven't seen it, yeah, shame on you. But that first Terminator movie, man, the speech that Reese gave Sarah Connor. And he said, come with me if you want to live. They said, this thing is coming after you and it will not stop until you are dead. All right. You know, something that can pick up a telephone and plug into the system and track down everybody that you know and love and track them down just to get to you. All right. And you know, and call you, because it gets their voice. You know, if you watch the movie, when they speak or talk to the thing, you know, it was actually recording their voice. All right. So someone will call you. You'll think it was dear old Uncle Charlie or Aunt May. You know, you'll think that it's actually your cousin, your brother or your sister, your wife, just to set you up. And like Reese told her in that movie, you know, she was, I think it was her sister or her mom, whoever she was trying to get to, and he told her they're already dead. If that thing called you from their house, sounded like them, he's like, no, that wasn't them. They're already dead. So, you know, shit is about to get real, man. All right. Verse 72, 2 Kings 16-72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So these soldiers are also going to be, not only are they going to take you out of your house and cart you off to these camps to be either butchered or re-educated, because there's only, that's it. You're going to have your re-education centers, those that they know that they can give the MOTB and come back in society and be willing employees. The word employee literally translates to slave. Look it up. All right. And those who are those who most importantly believe on Yahweh Bashem Shai. And then those who believe in the Constitution and the Bible, even though they're wrong about it, but they believe in the Constitution, that they have rights, etc., etc. Well, those are the people, you know, with that patriot mindset, that's going to get them put to death, man, because they don't want that. All right. So the modern day patriot who has been praised in this society is actually going to be a hindrance to your new governments. All right. Those who want to restore, to make America great again, those guys, and want to restore the Constitution and all that, though, you're going to be some of the worst victims. You're going to be victims of these butcher bots. All right. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. In verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire, man. So then you're going to learn who the chosen are, because because there's yet a short time, man. This is why Esau is making moves like this. All right. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is deceiver, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. All right, so he knows that his time is short, so he's getting ready to come after you, man. Especially you Israelites. Matter of fact, let me read the next verse. And when the dragon, the red dragon, being the Roman army, which represents Esau Edom, which represents the so-called white man, right? He is that, America is that red dragon reborn. It's Rome all over again, right? He will cast, and when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth a man child. All right, so that dragon, that man child, is Yahweh Shai and his people. That's what it comes down to. All right. So so Esau Edom is just like it says in the book. Who is Esau Edom? Written by Edomite himself. All right. It says, if you were the people hated of God, what would your characteristic be? You would naturally be a bit against God. And so not only that they are they against God, but they took the book of the Lord and then they claimed the heritage of the Lord's people to themselves. All right. And now, we're living in a time and era where that lie is being exposed, where the truth is coming out. All right. With a cast covering, I'll get that, and that'll be the last scripture. With that cast covered over all the people, like this black, Asian, white, red, yellow, all those false pseudoscience labels that they just created to try to hide who the nations, all the biblical nationalities of the people that are still walking around the earth, and that the Edomites are the only people hated of the Lord, which is promised no mercy at all. All right. And that the Edomites would be ruling in the last moments, in the last days when the Lord returned. He returned to a world that was ruled by the Edomites. You can't get around that. All right. And everyone knows without argument, there's been one people who boasted about how they're in control. All right. And now all of a sudden they want to pretend like it's not them. Okay. And then the people that rule over them, which you can't, those that you can't speak of. As soon as you bring up any of their ill doings, you get labeled the anti-Sem thing. All the anti-semantics, fingers start pointing. You're canceling your television shows and your going into your bank account and all that other mess. Shutting down your banking. All right, but this is Isaiah 25:7, and it reads, "And he will destroy in this mountain, all right, the face covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations." So there was a covering cast over all the nations, and false identities have been pushed forward. False narratives of control, like black, white, Asian, yellow, all that madness. The Lord didn't create any of that. All right. There's no such thing as white people. There's no such thing as black people. All right. People come from swarthy to tawny, or they come pale. You look it up. And pale people are actually kind of reddish pink. And then tawny people are different shades of brown, from a light brown, including yellow. Yellow is a derivative of brown. It's really tan, tawny. All right. So you either tawny or all the way to swarthy. All right. So that's from a light brown all the way to a dark chocolate brown. And then you got the cursed. All right. The cursed are the ones that are pale. They can't go in the sun. All right. There's no advantage to being pale. All right. There's no advantage to having light colored hair to where the sun just shines right onto your scalp. All right. Or even having light colored eyes. It doesn't, you have no melanin defense. All right. More likely to get sick faster, more likely to get cancer, especially from the sun. The thing that gives light to everyone else, they like vampires. All right, so with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash, Kwam, Yasharala, Abba, Babal.